Come on in here. It is Friday. We made it.
We made it.
September the 27th. Here's what we're working on this morning for you. Hamilton police are investigating yet another fatal motorcycle crash.
U.S. port workers are set to strike as early as next week. We'll discuss the impacts this may have here in Canada.
And the trailer for The Last of Us Season 2 is out, and...
You want to start or what?
Yeah, it's just as emotionally gut-wrenching as the game. There's our good buddy, Brian Wood.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Emily Taylor. Great to have you in here all week. You got one more week.
One more week with that early alarm.
Yeah. Look, you made it every day.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I'm as surprised as you are.
Oh, I'm feeling good. You're doing a great job. So
Thank
good
you.
stuff for you, Brian. Another banger of a day yesterday, wasn't it? Oh,
Yeah,
gorgeous.
It was a beautiful September day. I mean, you got to love September. I mean, yeah, we do get some days with showers, and we will get that over the weekend, unfortunately. Yeah. But today is going to be another beautiful one.
Yeah.
So.
Is that the showers we're getting? Because I know Helene. Is it Helene?
Helene.
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 Yes.
So that made landfall last night.
Yes.
And is that making its way up towards us?
We're going to get the periphery of it. We're going to get the cloud cover from it and chance of showers because it's really weakening now. It's gone down to a Category 1 and just will become a post-tropical cyclone and then into a low-pressure system, and that's about it. But it's going to stay in the Midwest, but the leading edge of it, the cloud cover, we're going to get throughout the weekend and with chance of shower as well. That's why I mentioned that's what September's like.
Yeah.
But today, another beautiful day. Lovely sunshine. Temperature should climb to 22 degrees, which is above seasonal, bit of a humidex of 25. Then the clouds start to roll in, and we'll get some showers possible. It's just possible for Saturday into Sunday as well. So we'll talk about the details, by the way. Let me just double check the temperature right now. 13 degrees, by the way, right at the moment. Let's check traffic here. 403 Waterdown Road. That's our exclusive camera as usual. Nothing to see there. It's just moving nicely. So to our MTO traffic cameras, and there's not a lot going on. No collisions at the moment. QEW west of Eastport all the way through top of the Burlington Skyway. Looks good here at Burl Oak. So not a lot happening in the Horseshoe, but we will keep you posted. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up right now. Good news.
All right, thanks, Brian. Up first, a motorcyclist has died following a crash with another vehicle. This took place on Barton Street in Hamilton. Happened around 3:30 yesterday afternoon at Barton and Barnesdale in the East End. Hamilton police say a Jeep driven by a 59-year-old man from St. Catharines made a left-hand turn across Barton, and the motorcycle struck the side of the vehicle. The 74-year-old motorcyclist was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The police reconstruction unit is leading this investigation and said the driver of the car is cooperating with investigators. Now, this is the second motorcycle fatality in the city in 24 hours. Yesterday morning, we told you about a fatal crash on Upper Paradise Road that had happened through the overnight hours.
While budget season is still many months away, Hamilton police are already asking for more money to hire more officers.
What I'm asking consideration of this board is to right-size our special constable full-time capacity by 16 special constables. I believe it's timely, but I also believe it's prudent.
Hamilton Police Chief Frank Bergen submitted a request to the police board for them to sign off of a bump of nearly $500,000 to hire an additional 16 full-time special constables to help with tasks like court services. Meanwhile, some are asking for more officers on the front line to address safety concerns like delayed responses to domestic violence calls, and safety around encampments was also addressed. Yesterday's call for more officers was an official recommendation made to the Police Services Board. The next board meeting is scheduled for October 24th.
Well, a coalition of disability rights groups, they have launched a charter challenge in Ontario Superior Court against part of Canada's law of medical assistance in dying. The group, which also includes 2 individual plaintiffs, argues that what's known as Track 2 of the MAID law has resulted in premature deaths. Now, under the law, patients whose natural deaths are not reasonably foreseeable, but whose condition leads to intolerable suffering, can apply for a Track 2 assisted death.
By allowing assisted suicide solely on the basis of disability, our government is telling Canadians with disabilities, and for that matter, all Canadians, that their lives are less valuable.
I don't suffer because of my disability. I'm okay with how my body is. My body is able-bodied. It's as able as it can be. It's other people's perceptions. It's environment, the physical environment, the attitudinal environment, the policies, and the support services, or lack of them. That's what disables me.
The coalition alleges some people with disabilities are seeking assisted death due to social deprivation, poverty, and a lack of essential supports. It argues MAID should be available to those whose natural death is reasonably foreseeable.
A Northern Ontario First Nations community holds the dubious distinction of enduring the longest boil water advisory in the country at 29 years and counting. Chief Chris Muñez says he doesn't really remember what it was like to have clean drinking water in the local supply.
Canada Regional Director told me that the reason why we're under boil water advisory is because we don't have qualified workers. So I told her, said, okay, fine, and you can provide them.
My niece, 12 years old, never drank from a tap water, not even once. And she's raised with using bottled water. And just imagine you're in a city, and if you have to live like that, and at the Northern store, for 500 ml, 24 in the case, it's $120.
First Nations Chief Muñez says the pace of progress is always slow when dealing with the community's water woes. Residents complain of skin and intestinal issues if they shower or drink the water. Tens of thousands of port workers from Maine to Texas are set to go on strike as early as Tuesday if a deal isn't reached, and the impacts could be far-reaching. Simone Gavras joins us live in studio with a breakdown on how this might affect Canadians. Good morning, Simone.
Good morning, Emily. Well, this involves members with the International Longshoremen's Association, or the ILA, and their employer, the United States Maritime Alliance. Now, if a strike does happen on Tuesday, this would be the first time the workers have gone on strike in nearly 50 years. Now, with only 4 days to go, the U.S. Maritime Alliance filed an unfair labor practice charge, according to a media release yesterday, saying that the union is not bargaining in good faith. The ILA called the suit another publicity stunt by their employer. Now, this looming strike would affect about 36 ports in the U.S. if the nearly 45,000 workers walk off the job on October 1st. The potential strike is already affecting the ports on the East and Gulf Coast in the U.S., with some companies already diverting their shipments as a precautionary measure. Now, the main sticking point is on wages. Members say they're looking for a 77% increase in pay and to also keep away automation. Now, here in Canada, dock workers at the Port of Montreal have approved a strike mandate. Now, this doesn't mean a strike is happening just yet. The union would first need to issue a 72-hour strike notice before members could walk off the job there. Now, this morning I reached out to a number of stakeholders in the industry, including the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, as well as the St. Lawrence Seaway. We'll bring you those updates throughout the morning, but for more on what that impact could be. Tim.
All right, thanks, Simone. We'll check back with you in a little bit. Let's get into Sportsline and game day for the Tiger Cats as they are on the West Coast to try and keep a good thing going. 4th straight win possibility and trying to stay alive in the CFL playoff race. They are seeking some retributions against the BC Lions, who had their way with the Tabbies and the Hammer back in week number 5 when they crushed them 44-28, and Vernon Adams Jr. he tossed 4 touchdown passes in that game. Much has changed for the Lions, and Adams, as Oakville native Nathan Rourke arrived from the NFL. Both have kind of struggled. They're coming off a bye week after losing badly to the Argos in week 15. For the Ticats, everything is clicking on offense, and they arrive in Vancouver after a big win last year on the back of James Butler in BC. He's got back in the lineup last week, but fellow running back Greg Bell should be ready to go as well. 5-9, Hamilton needs to rack up some wins to stay in that playoff race. Note the start time, though, with it being on the West Coast kickoff a little bit later. Get that little nap in before kickoff at 10:30.
Being physical in the run game.
Second year out of North Dakota State to the sideline. Here goes Lamb. He gets free on the inside. C.D. Lamb. Touchdown.
Michael's pretty excited. NFL, where the Cowboys press pause on the panic button. Their fans had after dropping 2 straight games. With a Thursday night win against their rivals in New Jersey, Dak Prescott tossed 2 touchdown passes, including a 55-yard hookup with CeeDee Lamb to put Dallas up over the Giants. Not all good news as the Cowboys star defender Micah Parsons had to leave the game with a leg issue, but they got the 20-15 win, so they moved to 2-2 in the year, while the G-men fall to 1-3.
Robertson going after it, and Robertson picks the pocket, comes up with it, scores!
Yeah, and the Ice Leafs looking for their first preseason win after the dropping the first 2 to Ottawa. Nick Robertson would pick the pocket of that Habs defender to score the eventual winner against the Montreal Canadiens. Robertson, who is looking for a more substantial role with the club this season, he did have an interesting night because earlier in the game, he would try to help his buddy Willie Nylander with a little push from behind. However, Willie would fall and hit his head. He had to leave the game. Head coach Craig Berube said he'd be okay. He's the panic. Leaf fans, they take it 2-1. These two are back at it tomorrow in Montreal. Speaking of Montreal, pretty big event is happening just outside the city. The President's Cup returned to Canada with Mike Weir, the captain of a Team International, who faced off against Team USA. 3 Canadians in the mix. That includes Dundas native Mackenzie Hughes, who did not play yesterday, but was trying to get the crowd into it by shotgunning a beer before the start of this one. Unfortunately, there was few highlights for Team International. The States has dominated this biannual tourney, and they did it again on Thursday. This was Corey Connors trying his best, draining a birdie putt in the 4-ball match play event, dropping that one right there, but the U.S. is too good. World number 1, Scotty Scheffler, leading the way. The States, they win all 5 matches. Sets them up for another dominating event. They're back at it today with 5 more matches. The team just needs to reach 15.5 points to win this. Gets going at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Now let's finish in Oakland, where there was crying in baseball yesterday, because after 57 years, the Oakland A's, in front of a rare sold-out crowd, hosted their final home game. The team is moving out of the Bay Area. They're eventually going to be in Vegas with a stop in Sacramento for the next 3 years, while a stadium is being built in Sin City, supposedly. Much to the dismay of A's fans and frustration with the ownership, unable to secure a new stadium in Oakland, fans teared up while chanting, "Let's go Oakland." They were able to get a win in their final game of the Cavernous Oakland Coliseum. They beat Texas 3-2, and fans were seen taking dirt and even taking seats with them as they left the stadium.
The team's going on tour. All right, coming up on 6:13, wait for it. It's Friday. Okay, yes, we made it. All right, let's check traffic first of all. Traffic's getting busier here, but still moving okay as we look at our exclusive camera, the 403 on Watertown Road, so nothing to see there. Let's go to some MTO traffic cameras. These are Ministry of Transportation Ontario cameras. This is the 406, just south of the QEW, moving, well, really easily. No problems west of Eastport. Fairview looks good going through Burlington, Oakville, Easterboro, Windsor, and Mississauga at Cawthra. It's doing okay. I'm going to show you this. It's so far afield. This is the 401 at Westney, but we had a large vehicle fire there, and you can see the cleanup. It's just a interesting visual shot that we have there, not affecting the horseshoe at all. Let's get to our temperature that we have at the moment. Sitting at 13 degrees right now. Sky is partly cloudy, a light breeze, but still, we can't get rid of that high humidity. It's still 100%. It's been like that for a number of days. Air quality risk for the day today in the low risk category, so no problems there. All right, what we have is that ridge of high pressure. Now that's going to hang on for the day today and give us another lovely day, beautiful sunshine, but that is the remnants of Helene moving its way and becoming a low pressure system. You can see how just it's going to give us the cloud cover and chance of a shower. It's only 30% chance for Saturday and for Sunday as well, but it looks like it's going to be fairly gray. But not today. Sunny skies, temperatures anywhere from 22 to 24, humidex around 25, 26, so not very high. So a lovely September day. Tonight the clouds start to roll in. Temperatures will be milder, anywhere from 15 to 17 to 19. Some areas to the south and the west could get some showers pushing in. And then tomorrow, yeah, it looks like a pretty cloudy day. It'll be mild in Niagara at 25, 24, Simcoe and Cayuga. Otherwise 19, 20, and 22 degrees with that chance of shower activity for tomorrow. So out the door, 27th of September, it is partly cloudy. cloudy, not mild, I say, because that's way above seasonal for this time of year to start a morning. We're at 13 right now, and we will look long range coming up. Emily, Tim.
Okay, off and running on your Friday. Thanks, Brian. When we come back, we'll check in with Emily Vukovic, Emily V, see what's happening in Chit Chat on this Friday.
And lots more business news coming your way. Waterloo-based BlackBerry posted their fiscal second quarter results. We'll have those details and more in 2.
Well, there is Emily V.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. We've got lots to talk about.
Like what?
Well, I mean, the trailers are dropping, the shows are being streamed. We're going to be talking first and foremost about the new Rogers Stadium, which has nothing to do with shows or movies. But I think it's important that we discuss.
Well, it's fascinating that it's going to be ready for next summer.
That's what they say.
You know what I mean? Like, listen, we'll get into this in Chit Chat, but Downsview Park, that's the place to put things because there's just so much space there.
Totally.
But, like, to be ready for next summer? Okay.
They're saying it's only temporary. Let's unpack that too, because that's weird.
Okay.
And we're also going to be revealing just a snippet of the brand new season 2 trailer of The Last of Us.
Ooh.
My emotions are like,
Are you
today.
into Last of Us?
No, I'm not.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
Emily.
All right.
Yeah, we are.
Getting some scornful looks, I will be.
We're a little addicted.
No. Yeah.
And the brand new season of Shrinking as well.
Okay.
Another
And
popular one.
Looks really good.
Good
So
stuff.
we'll chat.
Okay, we'll see you at that big old red couch in a little bit.
I'll be there.
All right. Coming up in business news, we always start with numbers in our Canadian dollar. It is down 8 basis points on this Friday morning, sitting at 74.15 cents U.S. overseas. Gold lost over $10, 26.8460 an ounce. Crude oil up 7 pennies, 67.74 a barrel. Off to Europe we go. Hey, Europe, midday trading there on a Friday. Markets are up across the board in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
And over in Asia, markets are up in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai right across the board there. In North American markets, the TSX gained 130 points nearly. The Dow added 260, and the Nasdaq closed 108 points higher.
So glad you're with us on this Friday. Let's get into some business news. And remember BlackBerry? Well, they were reporting a second quarter loss of $19 million U.S. That's compared to a loss of $42 million U.S. a year ago. Revenue for the quarter ending August the 31st was $145 million U.S., up from $132 in the second quarter of 2023. So BlackBerry says revenue for both its cybersecurity and internet divisions grew by double digits year over year.
Financial firm Deloitte Canada says Canada's economy is expected to pick up next year and will avoid a recession. It expects the economy to grow moderately as softer job market conditions persist, especially as many homeowners have yet to face higher rates when they refinance their loans. The fall economic outlook released today forecasts the Bank of Canada's interest rate will fall to 3.75% by the end of this year, dropping even lower midway through the next. The cuts come as inflation in Canada hit the central bank's 2% target in August, slowing to its lowest level since February of 2021.
National Bank of Canada is now over a key regulatory hurdle in its proposed acquisition of Canadian Western Bank. The Montreal-based bank says the Competition Bureau gave clearance for the deal, but it still needs approval by the Office of the Superintendent of Financial Institutions and the Minister of Finance. Now, shareholders of Canadian Western voted to approve the all-stock purchase earlier this year. The proposal valued at about $5 billion. National Bank says the acquisition will significantly expand its Western footprint.
And that's our business news for you. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Brian will be back with traffic and, of course, that 7-day forecast. Looking up at our weekend.
Good morning. Coming up on 624, we do have a situation here at the Burlington Skyway Bridge. So we're looking at Toronto-bound lanes heading away from us. This is the south end of the bridge. The right lane and the right shoulder are blocked. This is not a collision. This is just a disabled vehicle. Hopefully they'll be able to get that out of there pretty quickly. Everybody's got to squeeze over. At least it's still rolling. That's a good thing there. Here's the QEW in 405 in St. Catharines. There's nothing going on there. We'll flip ahead to the QEW at Burl Oak. So Toronto-bound lanes are coming towards us on that camera. Still pretty light through Burlington, Oakville, even into Mississauga. No problems at the QEW at Erin Mills Parkway. All doing okay except for that one problem on the Skyway. Temperature at the moment sitting at 13 degrees for Hamilton. Bit better for Mississauga at 14, but Grimsby and Toronto both at 16 right now. Seasonal temperatures, 8 degrees for an overnight low. So we're on the mild side to start the morning here. 18 for the daytime high. We beat that yesterday. We'll beat it again today, and those are our sun times and records for today. And for school today, we should be 16 degrees by the first bell, sunshine and sunshine after school, and 22 degrees. And that's the forecast high for the day today. 22, humidex about 25, so a lovely, sunny, comfortable late September day. Tonight, the clouds start to roll in, 17 degrees tomorrow and for Sunday, both days sitting about 20 degrees. Now there is a chance of showers on Saturday and chance of showers again on Sunday, but we'll get back into some sunshine for Monday. Monday, the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation, 19. Showers getting into October, and then we'll get some sunshine for Wednesday and Thursday. That's your forecast. Emily, Tim.
All right, thanks, Brian. Before we get to the bottom of the clock, the massive forests that cover the Qinling Mountains, so this is in northwest China, have seen a growth in the populations of several rare animals.
This follows decades-long efforts to protect the local ecological systems using advanced technologies alongside traditional methods. The forest spans 50,000 square kilometers and is expected to continue growing by the end of this year. These forests support endangered animal species like giant pandas, whose wild population has increased to 345, as you are seeing here.
Oh my goodness.
Innovative technologies such as AI facial recognition are helping monitor golden snub-nosed monkeys, whose numbers have risen to about 6,000.
Right.
With local bans on hunting, pollution, and the Qinling Mountains continue to safeguard their unique wildlife.
That brings a little smile to your face on a Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, look at those cute little faces. Goodness. All right, if you're just getting up, good morning. It's Friday. That's good news. So we'll get you set and everything you need to know heading into the weekend right after this.